Hey guys, this is Crap Hunter and welcome back to Rome 2. Now, after a long while, we now finally got ourselves into a good position to attack Medhallen, or however the hell they say it. And in the last episode, we took a shite ton of punishment from multiple nations. Well, I say multiple nations, multiple rebel factions and one nation. This rebel faction here, we've defeated on 2 occasions, but they still won't die. I am recruiting an army, well, I should be recruiting an army, but I don't have the funds. And they are slowly building up a higher reserve of infantry, so it's going to be difficult. This unit cannon is in enemy territory. Awesome. Yeah, so anyway, we've been having a fair amount of success with Gaul Stomper. They've... Oh, hello, what's this? There's something new here. Hello. Has got a lot of pet fawn, this creature. General's got a pet fawn. Oh, honor. I haven't just lost my agent, have I?
Ever in service to Rome,
Commander. We hunger for battle.
ready for battle.
So as you can see, my armies are pretty darn good. And yeah, anyway, so things have been improving slightly for Rome. We've finally been able to meet up with the Egyptians down south. So now I'm on my never-ending quest to get as much information as possible, whilst also being at peace with multiple nations. Because as you can see, the Egyptians are taking interest in our fleet, but I have no... Oh no, it's actually a general. Of course. So the Egyptians are certainly, you know, they're at war with a fair amount of people. Hello, what's this thing? Oh, hello, we've got a new thing going on. Oh, one more turn. Ah, right, okay. I just remembered now, there's been a patch recently which has changed the way of how the campaign goes. No doubt many of you will remember that beforehand, the patch, well, it was a long time, put it that way. It took us forever to be able to get stuff going on that one. So apparently there is little to no armies, but they are constructing a sacred grove. Anyway, let us end this turn because there's nothing for us to do. We don't have enough cash. Yada, yada, yada. So let's see what happens. Ooh, hello, I think I got an achievement. Ah, yes, my commander has now got himself a nice fancy pants stuff. Pontus Salucid. Or Seleucid, as I should say. Aredi, Areria. It does feel like it's not taking much longer, but I wonder who got through the... Ah, you Gallic bastard. Anyway, as I was saying, I wonder who they reprimanded for saying, let's put as many factions in there as possible. Yeah, this is not much of an improvement, but you know, it feels quicker. I will say it does certainly feel a little quicker than it used to. So, okay, now that's gone. Yeah, it's still taking the same amount of time, but at least it's not taking that long. So, I will pause it, and my next turn we'll definitely click on it and go right. No more going to be that way. Research has been completed. Cohort organization. Huzzah! That is awesome, giving advantage over my rifle. The pale fawn accrued to a magnificent white stag. They accrued to the creature. The general kept the fawn, and he and his men cared for it until it grew into a magnificent white stag. They took the creature everywhere. Good luck with it. Troubled populace. Kiss Blanca. Well, they aren't exactly happy, I know, but How are we doing vis-a-vis stuff going on? To aluminium, food. We can't really supply. Oh, Rome. Is that Roma? Yes, that's Roma. Right. I don't really get why building a barracks causes more problems. I will say that's one of my least favourite aspects of this game. Now, it's quite simply the amount of how much is how long it's, you know, when it comes to stuff like that. It's just like, come on. Right, okay, so we'll have that. 4 turns for that, and then... Cool. So there is a enemy Liguria, or warlord. I can't assassinate him, can I?
I simply cannot do that.
No, you can't. It costs a lot of money. So, instead, I'm going to send you further up the field towards that. There's a larger army of these Gallic warriors.
Ready for battle.
How many people are in this army? A fair amount, actually.
We hunger for battle.
Well, the good news is, can you actually
Ready
sneak
for
by him?
battle.
No, you can't. Right, bollocks.
We hunger for battle.
This is going to be an interesting predicament because obviously we haven't got much in the way of defense going on. So, what do you do?
I live to serve Rome. Bring me the ledgers. I will look over them.
Now we have some extra moolah coming in, and we've got an army over here. That's pretty good. Over here, right, Carthage has finally retaken that settlement, and now eins, zwei und drei, 3 nations, all of which wanting to cap this area, now are completely gone. And this is our first legion as well. Intriguing. Over here, though, we can't really do much because thanks to that building construction, which I don't really want, but in a sense we will need to build up some Romano cohorts. Definitely need to build up that, otherwise we're going to be lacking in warfare. And most of these barbarians need to be taught a lesson, especially them. Hello, what is this? It would appear that they are suffering some kind of problem. Yeah, you can see the Gauls have already taken 1, 2, 3. So they got 3. They've basically got most of a province. How many settlements are in this area? So 1 is in there, and in Nemos they've only got 1 settlement. And what about here? This must be their capital. So they've got 3 settlements, not in control of 1 province, which is a good thing. And they're all seeming to be at war with one another, so...
Ready for orders.
Minus 40. I'm trying to build up something to improve the overall happiness of this area, but it isn't half annoying. Once again, we're going to have to mind our own business. Our Roman legionaries, though, we might need to upgrade. So we got my first... bollocks. Right. So we've got 2 legionaries, which is quite nice. But we'll have to retrain them into something official. So, you know, we've got an army to have to reconstruct, but fingers crossed it all works out. Over by Alia, we have quite a strong army, and it would appear to be that this area is now finally kind of at peace, though unfortunately we're still quite strong in presence from... Convert, dismantle would have to do... yeah, we'd have to have something like that. Grove of Nymphs, because then that way it improves the Latin culture. Next turn I'll probably have that installed rather than the other one, but in the meantime we'll have to deal with that.
Ready for orders.
Might really put... Oh, I've put myself into a right cropper, haven't I? Bollocks. What to do in Roma? What to do? Well, I want to have cohorts and legionaries and praetorians, but at the same time, we're just not in a viable position if we do that. Right, sod it. I'm not going to have it. Instead, what we are going to do is we are going to give
Ready for battle.
What I might try and do is
Ready for
transfer.
battle.
Oh, you have to go to a port. Okay, fair enough.
Commander. At your command.
Get that over there. How's my garrison doing over there? We've got a decent garrison, but we'll need to do something about that. Right,
Ready
they've
for
got
orders.
a rather relatively smallish army. I've got something there, so we'll need to attack that unit, which also gives me the opportunity to train up my army. Boom. I'm going to keep my artillery. I don't think I should. I see no need to.
Ready for battle.
Do I need to upgrade my? Unless he's over by Liguria, which is the case. Yes.
For battle.
Right. Rally action, slaves. Right.
At your command.
Let's get 'em.
Attack for Rome.
So, the odds are stacked in our favour, but we'll need to find a way of killing off this army once and for all. So, let's have a battle, shall we? They are being a pain in the arse. So, 250 BC. Awesome. This is like at the beginning of the Rome 2 Total War, which is quite... Oh, no, original Rome Total War. Okay, so they'll probably go for those rocky defensive positions, because I can tell that's going to be a hill we're going to have to attack. God damn it. Right, so we've got legionaries now, which means our dudes are even better in close. They are even better at close combat than the Gauls, which is quite nice to know. Only downside is we don't really have any decent spearmen after Triarii. That's the one thing I don't like about Roman units, is just their lack of spearmen. But alas, we must deal with this. And plus also we got Principe, so I think they're still better than somehow, like only a little bit. Famous speech. Taking its time. There we go. Okay, yeah, start deployment and dry. There are my Roman legions. Let's have a look at my new Roman legions, shall we? So legionaries, what do they look like? They look cool. They definitely look cool. A little different than how I the other things, but they definitely look cool. I might keep this formation actually. So legionaries go first.
Melee troops.
Principe goes behind them.
Spearmen at the ready.
Spearmen, I'm gonna leave. Try and leave them out as much as possible. Velites,
Sons of Mars. By your command.
put them in front. The Gauls have the hill advantage, which is a bit of a shame, and they also have some slingers, which also is not good because my men are heavily armoured, and slingers are very useful against armour. But hopefully we can just knock them for 6.
Velites. By the gods.
This game is very pretty, even though...
Raise a hand in rebellion.
This weather, it's not good for my knees.
What, lovely sunny day? You have very strange knees, sir.
Marching order. Principes.
Orders! For the gods!
March.
Ready and waiting! Follow me!
General. For the gods.
See what this guy's got. He's got a war cry, he's got an intimidate, he's also got an inspire. I'll try and see if I can get his higher commanding system up. So cool. Anyway, let's speed time up, if that's the case. No. Where is it? There we go. Actually, whilst these guys are walking up to their objectives, let's have a little comparisons between two units. So this is the Principes unit. 65 on melee attack, but probably a little less because of their soldier, because of course they've got veterancy on them. So 65, 67. Snap. I mean, don't forget, of course, these are just legionaries, so they are much better quality troops. So it would make sense to upgrade these guys to higher rankers, right? These guys are just like, oh, very heavy melee infantry, and we've got very heavy spear infantry. I'm going to try and see what happens when you upgrade these units, but in the meantime, it's going to be intriguing. There, of course, are his Oathsworn, the most powerful infantry he has. They are quite powerful, variety of damning attacks and everything.
Oh dear! I think they've chosen the wrong fight today.
They're also being supported by a fair amount of Celtic slingers, in fact. The bit that I'm not too keen on is the fact of the slingers' range. Hang on, how good is their range? I don't know. Right, what I will do though is I will set my troops up, yeah, at the base of the hill, so that way, if my enemy do come down, perhaps I can move my infantry up to get them. Infantry are a lot slower, and I think it's because they reduced it in the latest patch as well, which is a bit of a pain, but oh well. Yeah, like they said, they reduced the speed of the patch, so that they're running. I don't know if they changed it either for Rome or anything, but right, okay. Of course, those guys are going to have a hill advantage. They target those guys, use flaming spears. We are going to suffer some casualties, but they are not as armoured, so well, that's quite effective. Okay, they're about to withdraw. We've only suffered minimal casualties, whereas they've already suffered some quite heavy casualties. Right, he's withdrawn. Good. Target them. Because they're so close to the other dudes, then I'm thinking we might be able to do effective damage on both sides.
The men are wavering.
Oh boy. Those guys, pulling back. They are... Oh, now they've suffered heavy casualties.
Jupiter gives us strength.
Oh, it's a bad idea, but hopefully their speed will help them out.
The men are wavering.
$55 out of 90, 75 out of 90. Right, pull them back. We've routed one of their units. Problem is, of course, our men are being ripped apart. Right, this is going to be one of those bloodthirsty battles, which is a regrettable cause, but this is how we do it. Right, you guys move to your left. You guys, minus you, just you, and you. You guys have probably the harder fights, so probably you would have as well. You guys try and push up towards... I'm facing that direction, but we'll have to push. Right, you guys, I'm going to have to play into the middle of the fight. I'm going to have to climb up a bloody hill, I know, but... We'll send a message to that general. Right. Velites can move up again.
Romans, ready for duty. Melee infantry at your command.
You can try and speed around the flank here.
Ready and waiting. Our general is under attack.
Right, pull out.
are wavering.
Who's wavering?
General! Legionary!
Oh, Jesus Christ, those legionaries are getting mullered. Shit, they've broken.
Missiles ready,
Oh, shit.
Axes ready for duty!
Right, you guys, pound those bastards.
General! Velites! Quick march!
The men are wavering.
At the double! Need to serve Rome! Back men! Sons of Mars! Advance at speed! Triarii! Jupiter gives us strength!
Yeah, we've lost a few, definitely lost a couple of units on that one. You guys, they're withdrawing.
Sons of Mars! Melee infantry ready! Whip forward! Principes! March! Sons of Mars!
Just swarm that general.
Legionaries! General!
Well, the Celtic slingers at least turned around and fought bravely for a few seconds.
Jupiter gives us strength!
Good to hear.
Melee troops awaiting orders!
No, still a ton of Oathsworn. That said that the general unit is now dead, so we definitely suffered some high casualties though. That I'm not proud of.
Commander! Your orders!
I can go over there.
Romans! Ready for duty!
Right, there's only 18 of them left, whereas there's still...
At speed! Principes! Engage! Advance!
Well, this was a good battle, but unfortunately we did suffer some high casualties, so probably not greatest decisive victory. Okay, let's have a look-see at the stats. We lost 222. They lost not as many as I'd hoped they would. They've still got 200 dudes left, which is a bit annoying, but we should be able to crush them at some point. But this rebellion is being a real bitch at the moment, because at the moment we can't really attack the enemy force. We can't really attack the enemy settlement, or the main enemy settlement, until I've taken care of this rebellion. And of course, because those sodding Gallic bastards, they're just not giving up. Which is, you know, a good thing for a challenge, but it's annoying because it's like, for God's sake, you barbarian scumbags, just accept Rome. Ah. Anyway, we'll cut recording, and then when... And so we're back, and as you can see, we've got a fair amount of baddies to get revenge on, so let us upgrade some of our units now. Oh, they're all legionaries now. Oh, okay. What do the Triarii look like? Or Triarii? They are veteran legionaries, so they've lost their spears and now become soldiers, which is a bit annoying, but what can you do? Yeah, so their rebellious army is now moving to attack. We have got a defensive garrison around here, hopefully. What do we have? Oh, not much. What do they have? Levy. Oh, they're useful with Celtic tribesmen. So really, we need to transfer this army from Alalia over to... Oh, sod it. I'm going to transfer an army to try and get over there as soon as possible.
Ready for battle!
Because we need to send them over there as soon as, otherwise we're going to end up really suffering over there. The next turn we'll be able to send our armies over towards Alydia, which will cause some problems admittedly, but then once we've got this army heading up north, we can perhaps try and balance the front a little bit better, because the problem is at the moment these Gauls are just causing more and more problems, so if I kill them off entirely we should be alright. So let's move to attack, and because that battle is very much in our favour, let's auto-resolve it. Let's just go for an aggressive stance. Bang! The enemy have been defeated, but there's still 20 of them remaining. I'm going to kill those captives. And we've increased in rank, which is nice. And the Gaul Stumpers have been given an increase in rank, which is quite nice. First of all, let's get my generals sort of thing going. 10% morale for all units. Authority, recruitment cost. What could be here? Cunning, cavalry units, support ships, infantry recruits, fleet recruitment, zeal. We'll have some cunning added to this because that way he might be able to do something which we may really turn the tide in the battles. Get my spy on the warlord and poison the bastard so that way we can give them a little bit of a problem. Okay, so unfortunately she didn't do the job perfectly.
We hunger for battle.
Anyway, so the army traditions. What is the? Come on, have a look. See, unrelenting force, campaign, movement range. I would like that. 6% morale when fighting raiding armies. Okay. Stalwart defenses. Exonerable conquerors. That's not bad actually. Accomplished skirmishers. Engineering experts. That's not too bad either. And night battles. That was a real hard decision because we either have unrelenting force, which is a charge bonus, which is nice. I think I'll have unrelenting unrelenting force because then that way I can shout Kusvodara and my army will be able to charge straight into the enemy lines, causing a hell of a lot of damage. Then next time this army defeats a number of enemies, we'll be able to destroy our opponents with high morale. The problem, of course, over here is that we've still got a couple of turns before entertainment buildings are up, and the enemy forces over here. It's not going to be easy, in all essence. I mean, these are the guys we're at war, aren't we? Yeah. They've got quite a strong navy. And down south, of course, we've got our positions to explore now. So if I click on him, we should be able to explore the southern coast of Africa.
Moving out.
There you go. Move it back over to there-ish now, isn't it? Pretty much.
Stopping for now.
So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be keeping on towards going over to the areas. Sort of keep on and just see what it's like. See if there's any other nations which are controlling the Egyptian lines. Because if the more I can explore down south, potentially I could discover some more nations. More nations I could discover, which is quite nice. Right, let's have a look at our diplomatic tree. So far, we're pretty good with Carthage, which is a bit surprising. The Iceni I'd like to be good friends with, not because of my ties to England, but that is one of the reasons. It's also because the Iceni are quite a strong tribe, so what they might do is they might provide me a decent revenue in trade, and also it will allow me to...
tongue that speaks without wisdom is not welcome. Be like a spear and have a
okay, so they're not likely to give me stuff. Sparta is doing kind of well. They're allied with both Athens and Macedon. Egypt has no friends. Seleucid are not too keen on us, but they're also at war with a fair amount of different nations, but they are part of a massive tree of different groups of people. Beswabi cannot trade with me, even though they're like me. Athens is in more of a position to trade, but I need to...
For the sake of friendship that has been and friendship to come, greetings. Now, let us seek wisdom together.
My treasury. We'll go 480. Still likelihood of success is low. We probably... Because the thing is, I like the trading in part. Trying to see if I can get a trade on them, but they're not seeming to be too friendly. We're not going to have trade with the Gauls or anyone around here. They are a little bit unreliable. Delamente are currently at war with two nations and they're losing quite badly. They're quite far up.
I welcome you, worthy speaker. I listen because your people are known to have honor.
Finally, someone who respects Rome. Right, 480. Moderate? No. Okay, we'll have to increase our prices because I'd like to get a bit more trade into it now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 600. Oh, come on, 600.
I do not think our people want your trinkets. They like...
Right, okay. So clearly nobody thinks that Rome has the ability to be cool. They are quite nice though.
Well met, friend. Sit and let your words move me to anger or agreement, as you wish of them.
Right, we'll go one more attempt, 480. Still no chances for success. Damn it! One of these days they're all going to be clamouring to get me to have trade, and I'll be like, right, I'll set the demands this time. Because the problem is, you either have a decent money demand, or they'll ask you to spend like thousands of pounds in order to get a simple trading route going. So, where do you go? Anyway, let's end the turns, and I'll see you if there's anything interesting in the turns, or next time, after the turn. And so the enemy attempt to attack. This is a large army of 528 with 421. They are basically attacking my force, but luckily we have a garrison fleet and army, though they're not very well built up. But we are facing off against Celtic slingers mostly, with one short sword. He is being reinforced. The battle is kind of not in our favour to a certain extent, but we have got some admirals and some pursuit patrouilles. We've also got some Riorii and some levies. So once we get some reinforcements down here, we should be alright. The battle deployment says it looks quite assuring, but I wouldn't personally, I wouldn't put it too much in our favour. So, without further ado, let's get into the battle. This is going to be a tough one, I reckon, because we got plebs, and plebs are evil. Well, they're not very good. I knew they'd try something like this. Those who are about to die. Oh, so they did say that. Fair enough. I will say, Genoa is one of those hot spots at the moment, which everyone keeps sort of trying to get over. And it's like, oh, for God's sake. But hopefully, once I've got reinforcements from Liguria, we should be able to punch a hole straight into the Gallic lines and to make those bastards pay for every Roman death and blood they spilt. Oh, what? Hello. Downgraded for this session. Slowdowns happen if you don't have much system memories. Untick the box to reduce. Okay. That's weird.